संस्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। Master is in Surendra's house. Surendra, a beloved lay disciple of the Master, had invited him to his house on the auspicious occasion of Annapurna Puja. It was about 6 o'clock when Sri Ramakrishna arrived there with some of his devotees. The image of the Divine Mother had been installed in the worship hall. We saw Surendra has a greater part to play later on after the master-disciple demise, to look after his children who had renounced the world. The image of the Divine Mother had been installed in the worship hall. At her feet lay the hibiscus flowers and vilva leaves. From her neck hung a garland of flowers. It is Annapurna image, and we see all jivas, from the lowest bacteria and still lower organisms to the highest devatas. All jivas are fed. Wherever they are, in whichever plane of existence, in whichever state, the Mother provides at that place the needs of that jiva to survive in this universe and continue its journey towards its own evolutionary process of reaching the source back, home, reaching the home. So, the aspect of life sustenance in this universe, there are two aspects of our existence. One is our bodily existence, behind stands the spiritual existence, which we experience when we are in deep sleep. But because of the lack of mind's presence there, just like we leave the physical body, we leave the psychic body also, the subtle body also. Then leaving all my impressions, knowledge, identity, everything in the causal body, I move to my own existence, this pure spiritual existence. Now, this spiritual existence is what makes this life exist. The expression of consciousness through matter is life. The Chaitanya expressing through Jada is life. We are all alive. Life is what makes the conscious Chaitanya to pervade this bodily existence and continue. Three aspects of existence are essential for the life continue: the Chaitanya, the Prakriti, Jada, and the Jiva's karmic load. Jiva Tattva, Prakriti Tattva, and Shiva Tattva. The three combinations makes the Jivas exist in this universe. If Jiva Tattva dissolves by realization of God, then Prakriti immediately dissolves all the bodily existence back into the nature. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman alone. What happens to his bodily existence? It dissolves back in nature. If there is a single desire, a single attachment, it continues the life from one body to another till all the karmic load is exhausted, all the vasanas are destroyed to go back to its own home. It is roaming about in somewhere unknown place where there is no shelter. The jiva is passing through the transmigratory process of moving from one body to another body, experiencing sukha dukkha according to its own karmic load. But in and through all that, the nature sees it is moving in the process of evolution. Now, this Chaitanic existence which expresses through matter becomes the life, but life needs another aspect, the energy level. Energy level is what is supplied through the rice and food that we take, and then the oxygen needed to make the combustion possible. Now petrol is there, oxygen is necessary in the vehicle for the combustion to convert the petrol into energy. Similarly, in our system, oxygen is taken through the breath and food is taken through this sustenance process, apart from the Chaitanic expression. And the Chaitanic expression is its own right it is doing. Jiva is, after all, the divine absolute. But because of its acceptance of limitation, I am limited, that understanding itself is making it bound to the bodily level and work out the consciousness, individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness. Individual consciousness is a part of the cosmic consciousness, and cosmic consciousness itself is a part of the absolute consciousness. But when we cannot differentiate, for understanding we differentiate. In reality, there won't be any difference. There is one existence, like space, pot space, room space and absolute space. Pot space is Jivatman, room space or the hall space is Paramatman or the Ishvara, the Lord of the universe, and the beyond is the Brahman, the absolute, the infinite space beyond. Now space is one, it's akhanda, you cannot cut, but imaginary, this pot surface, the body of the pot appears to dissect this space. It cannot. The space is passing in and through the pot. The space is not affected by pot's presence or absence. Pot's presence is not cutting the space into two, but still we use the term pot space, room space. It is an understanding. It is an appearance. It appears space as if the space is cut into two pieces. A piece of pot space and room space is cut by the wall. No, space is continuing in and through all objects. Like that, the Jivatman, Paramatman and this one are one and the same reality. There is Chaitanya, there is no difference. Still, we consider as individual consciousness, which actually being itself in its own glory projects its manifested light of consciousness to pervade the three bodies, gross, subtle and causal. And that makes me pass through the waking, dreaming and deep sleep. Now, this maintenance of passing through the three states at the same time just like earth is revolving on its own axis and around the sun also, we are passing through our own karmic load of working out sukha dukkha and all that. At the same time, it is going on the process of evolution or involution according to its karma. The evolution is the process by which we evolve to our source back, to eternal life of joy and peace, eternal. The other process is process of involution. By the karmic load, what kind of karma I am acquiring, what kind of karma I am doing. Am I doing karma that is binding me more and more? Then I am entering into process of involution, moving towards the matter to become a bodily existence, pure bodily existence. As we evolve, we become less and less body, more and more spirit, and finally pure spirit itself. I am eternal, I am ocean of bliss myself, What I was hunting for in this universe was a small drop of joy, which is called pleasure, sense pleasures, and a little to save myself in this world, some means of sustenance. Now, actually, the nature is taking full care. Look at any plant or animal or this, that. Man's mind is different, but the actual process is she's converting the food, creating the food, converting the food into energy by herself, independent of. The life force is always there, constantly being supplied. How we pant for life, how we pant for breath, food. That hunger is created by the nature. Supply is done by the nature. The process of supplying what is needed for Jiva's sustenance to move towards. There are two types of movements. One is I have to live here, I have to evolve. The evolutionary process is taken by another power which is called Vidya. I am evolving through knowledge. I am sustaining my life through food. This sustenance of life, to convert it energy, the whole process, whole system belongs to the Annapurna. And the process of evolution by gaining little by little knowledge of what am I, what is this universe, what is beyond. This knowledge goes on expanding and we move. This is the part of the Saraswati, Aim Bija Mantra. Here we see Annapurna and sustenance. This Annapurna is an aspect of Mahalakshmi, and this one. And dissolution is the process of Kali. I have to go back to the source. When I go back to the source, that is the process by which I go on dissolving my existence, like a sunrise. Sun is rising little by little. Its earlier phase, it is getting destroyed and new phase is coming. From childhood we are growing, childhood is dying, youth is coming, youth is dying, old age is coming. What death and birth is continuous process, death and birth. This process of death and birth we call Kali, the power which is making the movements possible. Movements. That is, evolutionary process has three aspects. One, sustenance through the food. One, supply of knowledge. One is the transformation we undergo towards the evolution. Here, Annapurna worship is being done in their house. That is, I am alive, I am able to understand, I am able to talk, I am able to perceive. All this the energy required to understand, energy required, the medha, and all these come under the tejas, all these brahmavarchas after the realization, all this come. It's manifested by a power, Annapurna. And what is manifested, the jnana, layer by layer, is the Saraswati aspect. Mahalakshmi, Saraswati and Mahakali are constantly with the jiva moving. So here we see Annapurna being, if there is no food, slowly the body, if food and oxygen are not there, slowly all the energies drain away and there won't be life sustenance force to live. Living is essential for evolution or involution. So this is being worshipped here in the house of Surendra, and Thakur has been invited. Then he went to the open courtyard. He bowed down to the mother's image and then went to the courtyard, where he sat on a carpet surrounded by his devotees and disciples. A few bolsters lay on the carpet. You see, when incarnations come, or even this ordinary saint's life we see, a few around are the people who keep a link between the people and the divine. The existence of an avatara cannot be understood by ordinary minds. It's very difficult. Even Narendra, to make him understand what is avatara, Thakur had to make him pass through all the aspects of the manifestations of the divine, from various gods and goddesses, which are the powers working in nature. Then the ideals which are making the man look at the absolute, look at the higher level of consciousness. All this process he passes through Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, Shakta, Shaiva, Vaishnava, all these, each experiences he gives and takes him to the ultimate level of realization of the impersonal absolute in the nirvikalpa state of existence. After going there also, he is not able to understand how God, the infinite, is coming down, taking the form of a human body and move about in this world. Very difficult concept to make understand. God is here in this body level. At that time, Sri Ramakrishna says, after giving all this knowledge of the absolute, of the whole nature of the jiva's existence, its course and its culmination, everything after showing the release from the Prakriti, even after showing all that, and even after telling your realizations are locked, then also he gets a doubt, who could it be who locks my realization? Still, he doesn't understand. So many people are telling Sri Ramakrishna is avatara, but he cannot catch. Then Ramakrishna himself, while pressing the feet 2 days before, he thinks, is this really God avatara who people are praising so much? After this much of experience also he doesn't understand that what is avatar, or people are claiming, people are telling. And this, those who have faith are telling it on the basis of faith, but Naren has realized the highest. Still, it's a secret. Then Sri Ramakrishna, why Naren, now also doubt in your mind? The one who was born as Krishna, born as Rama, is here in this body now as Ramakrishna. Then suddenly, what vision he might have had is entirely different thing. That it is beyond our understanding. It is just passing, going, passing, passing, passing. Ages after ages, eras after eras are passing. Yugas after yuga. Each yuga he sees a new phase opens up to the level, and new awareness is coming at the human level, new understanding to give new path to the new way of life. Sri Ramakrishna is there, and he sees the same thing which is appearing again and again as Rama, Krishna and all that is now here in front of the whole world as the Ramakrishna lying on the cot. Then suddenly he clutches himself to the feet of Sri Ramakrishna with the tears flowing. Then he understands. And for these people who had faith, like Girish Chandra Ghosh, who used to claim again and again, in his life you see, just he hears few people telling and he accepts the highest level. He has 125% faith in the avatara concept and understanding. He has not realized, but the faith, how that faith comes? On the basis of those who have realized the truth are telling. The enlightened souls come and go, tell. The teachers who came, Totapuri, Bhairavi Brahmani, all these people who came as teachers, bowed down and went. Ramayat, who was playing with Lord Rama in his form through an image, practically he was present himself, play with that Ramayat sadhu. Rama says that day, after Sri Ramakrishna, I will be here with him. Whole life he has spent as his life companion and source and culmination of existence. Now he has to part. He sees, bows to Sri Ramakrishna, leaves his idol, which is actual Rama, and goes off. Bhairavi Brahmani, perhaps the Ramakrishna concept was brought by the Bhairavi Brahmani, another, who teaches him the 64 tantras, whole of Vaishnava, various methods of loving God intimately and experiencing various aspects of Dvaita experiences. All that he sees, and then we see all that makes a person, yes, he must be so. Because just like suppose somebody says he is a doctor, what is the proof? Whole world may be telling he is a doctor, but it has no value unless a university authorizes and says, yes, he is a doctor. So here we see that the certificate is given by the enlightened souls that Sri Ramakrishna is avatara. Here we see Sri Ramakrishna bowing down, and whenever they go with a small group. The group is the link between, they are at a small higher level of free from the worldly ties, and these are under the worldly ties, but devoted, dependent, hanging on to God, but they have great responsibilities and duties of the family life and the duties in the society also. But these are little evolved to the extent they are able to remain in tune with divine, in communion with divine, and able to do the duties of life. They are a few steps higher. So they become link between they get absorbed. These people are just getting introduced to that. Like the author, Master Mahashai, is coming, first time he looks at the whole scene, how people are sitting, how they are absorbing, what is happening here. The first introduction, then slowly they grow to understand little by little concept and start adoring it. Then slowly move towards acceptance of total identity with the divine. Then the worship begins. Then the intimacy begins. How the step by step these people becomes little essential in the beginning stages, because that is too high ideal to understand. But these are people who are both sides. They are with God and they are with the world also. They are coming from the world. They believe in God, but are not able to yet totally remain absorbed in God and do the work. So here we see Sri Ramakrishna is sitting with his devotees on a carpet, devotees and disciples. A few bolsters lay on the carpet, which was covered with white linen sheet. He was asked to lean against one of these, but he pushed it aside. The bolsters, a little bigger pillows will be there, which makes the just they place the hand or something on that and sit. Usually in big people's this one, the bolster pillows will be there, that will be there. Master to the devotees, to lean against a bolster, you see, it's very difficult to give up vanity. You may discriminate, saying that ego is nothing at all, but it comes, nobody knows from where. Just a small support, immediately. Somebody praise us, we feel happy. We may not react, we may not feel elated, but we feel happy. How do you know we feel happy? When they blame, it pains. When people blame, does it pain you? Then you have felt happy when they praised you. I have not done anything, why do they blame me? That question comes. Who are they to blame me? That question comes. Ego comes. Ego comes everywhere, knowingly and not. A person comes, I know him. Over. I know him. What do you know? How much do you know? Who knows? So that ego just will be always moving about with kartritva, bhoktritva, jnatritva. I will do this, I will do that. Today I will go there, here, this, that. The devotee's attitude is different. Oh Lord, I have to go there, you take me. If someone comes, I say, I know him. He is so and so, he is such and such person. All the details comes to the mind. I know him. Good or bad or neutral. But I have an understanding. What is the attitude of a devotee? He doesn't entertain it. As soon as, oh God, is that correct? What I am thinking of him will be the first question he places before thee. You show me what he is. Never asserts, never feeds the ego, never feeds this one. Any enjoyment comes, good food, he first offers, you eat first, then I will eat. Offer everything. The moment he sees a food item to be eaten by him, it has already been offered by his mind before he can touch it or see it properly second time. It has been already offered. You eat, I will take your prasad. The taste becomes secondary. So here we see the devotee's attitude towards the world, how the ego is kept at the feet of God and working in the world. The whole world is there in front of him. He has all the capacities. He is intelligent. He has strength to move about, walk about, do anything. But surrenders that power of cognition, power of Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti, power of volition and power of action at the feet of God. You do. I am there, nimitta only. I am an instrument. The attitude of being an instrument in the hand of God. That is how the devotee converts, dissolves his ego in God and feels himself free and happy, calm and fulfilled. This is what we see in Sri Ramakrishna. He says, to lean against a bolster, you see, it's very difficult to give up vanity. You may discriminate saying, oh, that is nothing, ego is nothing at all. But in me, at least, I don't have ego, such things. Each one says, I don't have ego. Thinks himself at least, I don't have ego. But Sri Ramakrishna says, still it comes, nobody knows from where. A goat's leg jerk after few moments, even after his head has been cut off. Or perhaps you are frightened in a dream. You shake off the sleep and are wide awake, but still you feel your heart palpitating. After getting it, suppose one dog chases you in dream, or a tiger is in front of you in dream, and you get terribly frightened. Because of fear, you get up and you see your heart is still beating very fast. Egoism is exactly like that. You may drive it away, but still it appears from somewhere. Then you look sullen and say, what? I have not been shown proper respect. What? I have not been shown proper respect. Someplace you go and they don't show you respect. Then you feel hurt. Oh, I went there. They did not give me respect. That ego is there. Just to show that ego, nature brings such situation to show that your ego is there. See, how did you get hurt? For somebody's words you got hurt. There we see that ego is hurting. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.